We are talking about sequence 13000000, or scene 2, choosing Jerry's story. And scene one, and choice number 1, um, you get Amalia's story, who, she has the fight with her boyfriend, she kicks him out, her powers have kind of started to surface before other people's. Whereas in choice number 2, Gino's story, he's seen fighting with his sister comes to visit, and he gets in a fight with Bender and Richard. No, not Richard. Bender and Billy, the villain. Richard's in the same. Um, and his powers, they haven't really surfaced. He put like none of them really have, like maybe a little bit, but yeah, they're mostly just like shoving matches. Girls win, I guess. Um, so in this scene, and Jerry's scene, neither of their powers have surfaced, but they're at the bar, and initially you walk in, they see the pool table's open, the billiards table, and they go to the bar and they're like, okay, let's get some drinks, and then we'll shoot some pool, celebrate. Um, and so they do that, and they get some drinks, and by the time they turn around, maybe the bartender kind of ignores them because he's busy talking to some other people down the bar, maybe some pretty girls. Um, and so they kind of ignore him, like, it'll be fine. Well, we're not in a hurry, right? And then by the time they order their drinks and look over at the pool table, at the billiards table, someone else has taken it. So Jerry is getting slighted in all sorts of ways. I think that's the main thing here, which I think Gino should have the option to slight him in every choice. Not necessarily in a mean way, just kind of in a friendly sort of thing that Jerry maybe takes a little too seriously later on. Because he's the nerd, he's always getting picked on, and so every little offense is a major offense because he never really gets a break. Um, so let's talk about some of the choices. So you walk in, uh, you try to hail the guy. Um, Jerry's doing it. He's like, and then you get the choice. Oh, just wait. He'll come over in a minute. Or you can say, are we really in a rush? Or you can say nothing. Or no. How about you have the choice of hailing him yourself, aggressive, um, defensive, like, um, we're not really in a rush. We can, we're not really in a rush. We can just wait for him to deal with those girls. I mean, come on, who would you choose if you had these guys? If you had these faces versus those faces. I mean, you just can't win against that. That would be the speedy option, I guess. Um, then the choice to slight him would be something like, um, I guess that would be kind of a slight. Hailing him, you're like, hey, over here. And you do it for him. Um, so you do it for him. You make an excuse for the bartender. You agree with Jerry, say, what the fuck is this guy doing? Come on. They already have their drinks, they already have their food. Are we going to get served at all? And it's like a creepy old man bartender. I think that'd be more interesting than just like a good looking guy who's flirting with them. Not old man, but like middle aged. And these girls are, you know, in their 20s. Maybe they're a little heavier set. They're not exactly gorgeous, but so they like the attention. Okay. Um, um, what else? So you hail him. You say, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Say, "We're never gonna catch his attention," or you say nothing, and just let Jerry keep going. Um, then nothing really happens. Um, nothing like happens. They don't get his attention, or they're just like he just kind of ignores you, even or he looks over your way and like, yeah, 1 minute, yeah, 1 minute, and then it takes much longer than 1 minute. And Jerry slumps over, kind of defeated, like, couldn't you have said something? He's like, hey, I had, I could have gotten it. Um, yeah. Depending on what you choose. So then they're talking, and they're just like, "Are you nervous at all about tomorrow?" And Gino says, "No, no, not really. Um, like, I guess a little. Like, that normal sort of nervous. It's different. Not used to it. I've never been on camera. Um, I've never been on camera." And Jerry's like, "Yeah, me too. Like I'm sure." And Gino's like, "I'm sure we'll be fine." And Jerry says, "Oh yeah, sure. But what if they put us against Slip or the Captain or the Classic? I mean, come on, you saw their fight today. They they broke off a lot of concrete. They broke a lot of concrete, and that was the scripted stuff. That was just the scripted stuff." Um, so yeah, he kind of expresses nervousness. Oh, he needs to talk about his mom. I think that's interesting because he's not a mama's boy or anything. He's just like a good kid where he's very respectful. He calls his parents regularly, and so yeah, he's like you know what if I already told my mom you better watch the premiere. Or the first few episodes because something special is gonna happen. Gina's like, just lie to her. Tell her, you know, tell her the special thing is that your friend made the show. If someone else does, and and when she says, "Oh, I didn't know who he was. I don't think you've ever mentioned him." Yell at her for saying, you never listened to her. Yell at her for never listening to her, for never listening to you. Um, and then Jerry's like, would you really lie to your mom like that? And Gino says, if I talk to her, sure. Um, okay. I think that's kind of interesting. You need to get into the writing of the show. I think at that point, it's a good break where the bartender comes over and like, what can I get you? And they order something. You get to choose what you order. Gino chooses what he orders. Something, um, something light like beer. Something wine maybe. Something hard like scotch or rum, vodka, whatever. Um, or something non-alcoholic like soda, or um, what else? What else could he order? Just water, maybe. I know, maybe he orders food. And if you order food, then Jerry orders food. But whatever else you order, Jerry is going to order a Scotch single malt on the rocks. Okay, that's like his drink, or maybe a martini. No, not a martini. What does James Bond order? Shaken, not stirred. Um, Martini? Is it a martini? I don't think it's martini. James Bond. What does James Bond order? Shaken, not stirred. James Bond. Shaken. Stirred. Which James Bond normally drinks. Yeah, I guess it is martini. Uh, which shaken, not stirred makes it okay. Okay. Maybe that's so he orders a martini and then Gina's like, shouldn't it be, trying to tell him shaken, not stirred? Like, no, if you stir it, if you shake it, it damages the like particles in it and everything. And if you stir it, it doesn't, so it tastes better. Um, which I mean, I think is that's kind of like pro science, but it's not like real. Um, and so then they look back and they see the pool table is taken, and pool table thing. And Jerry kind of gets upset, like, "Ah, man, if this guy had just, brought us our drink sooner, um, we'd be playing already." And um, Gino gets the choice of saying, or no, Gino, based on what Gino chose as a drink, he gets to say, like, "Yeah, well, I play better. Yeah, well, you have a better chance at beating me once I'm drunk." Like, well, if you ordered something hard, if you ordered something light, it's like, yeah, well, we'll be on even. Well, it's more fun when we're. Yeah, well, it's more fun when we got a few in us. And if you choose something non-alcoholic, he's like, well, I play better. Yeah, well, I play better. Um, yeah, well, I have a better. I might actually win now that you're drunk. Um, I might actually win once you're. And he's like, I might actually win once you're drunk. Um, and if you order food, it's like, yeah, well, I have to wait for my food anyway. So, um, still um, yeah, okay, I think that's good. And the people who took the pool table could be Richard, and so you could kind of be like, um, hey, well, it's Richard. We could play with him if you wanted. Well, it's Richard. I'm sure we could, play with him. Tell him we got next, whatever. Um, and Jerry's like, I don't really like that guy. No, that's okay. You sure? Because I mean, they might be playing for a while. And Jerry says, yeah, I don't really want to play with him. I'm sure I'd win, but I'm sure I'd win. But it's Richard. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then you need to get into the writing. How do you get into the writing? How do you get to that topic? Maybe they're drinking and they're like, so I guess you wouldn't be nervous about this since you wrote for the show. It's like, why'd you stop? That's really rough. That's not that interesting. Like, it's not that smooth transition. But why'd you write for the show? Or why'd you um, why'd you write for the show? Why'd you leave? Why'd you stop writing? Um, oh no, maybe he asks about their chances tomorrow. Like, he talks about how they're gonna have to fight Slip or Class thing. Like, it probably won't be that. It'll be like team-based stuff most likely because every time they bring in the young bloods, um, they make it team-based because then you have like 4 or 5 guys. Then you have 3, 4, or 5 guys, and the audience, whoever becomes the most popular with the audience, um, they become the next classic if there ever is another classic. I mean, there hasn't really been that much star power. And then maybe Jerry asks, like, yeah, I guess that's true. Like, but, and then he brings up a few seasons ago and how there were those young bloods, the three guys, um, three guys, and Slip. Maybe Slip is new. The 3 guys in Slip who, um, 3 guys in Slip who, who suddenly got written off the show, suddenly got killed off the show. And I guess, is that, and he asked, was that because Slip was the most popular? Because I thought they were talking about like their own spin offs, but then they just kind of put her on the team. And so, um, Gino, well, that was the season I was writing for. Um, like, oh, really? Okay. What happened? Why'd they write him off so quick? I thought it was like this long play where they were going to have a season with them, and then people liked them. And it seemed like people like it. I really liked them. um, they had the whole like cloning thing because there was that guy who was because they had the classic clone, the guy. Oh, what was his name? He didn't really have a name. He didn't have a name yet. He didn't have like a superhero name. His name was Charles something. I don't remember, but yeah, he was supposed to be. He was written as a clone of the classic. He had all his powers. He could fly. He was strong. He was young, so he wasn't as strong. But yeah, then they killed him off. Like, yeah, why? Why? It was a good timeline. It was a good storyline. I thought it was a good storyline. Yeah, there was an accident while filming. Um, there's a accident. Oh, and this will be a choice, okay? So you can either tell them, there was an accident while filming, the guy died. You can choose not to talk about it, I guess, or you can just be quiet, which I guess is too. You can try and change the subject, like where you can either say nothing or you can try and change the subject. Like, are you sure you don't want to play pool? Are you sure you don't want to play pool? It'll be less depressing. Even if he says no, it'll be less depressing than this conversation. So there's always the hint that something bad happened, and if you yes, he was like, oh, there was an accident while filming, and I don't know, just you know, and we had to like we knew about it, we found out about it pretty quickly, because we had to figure out a way to like there was suddenly an emergency meeting. We had to write everyone. We had to write them off the show. A couple of them quit. A couple of them quit, and that's why. And only Slip was left. Two of them. The one died, and the one died. The one died. Another one quit, and then there was just Slip, right? And she got put on the Classics team. On what's a good name for his team? The Guards, maybe Guards. Yeah, the Guards. Maybe Titans. Yeah, Titan Guards. The Titans. Okay, yeah, sure. The Titans. I like the Titans. Um, okay. Well, I have the Teen Titans. Maybe the Guards. I like the Guards. Um, the Guards. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Fair enough. Um, and so he's explaining that, and like, well, there's an accident. We had to go in. And, there was talks of, and everyone was like, oh, well, we could just CGI him for, the fight. We could just get a stunt double. Like, oh, that might be a little expensive. Might be kind of expensive, and we didn't have that much footage of him, so I didn't really have a ton of footage of him. I hate when Twitter does that. They tell me my friends have favorited a tweet. I'm like, I don't care if they favorited a tweet, which they're not even my friends. They're not following me, so I'm following them because I want to see their tweets, not other people's. That's stupid. Anyway, uh, what? Okay, so yeah, and Gino or Jerry, so Gino explains it as like, oh, they tried to CGI the body, and I said, why don't we just say an accident happened while filming, and, do the whole in memory of, like, we've had to do that enough that it's a lot of bad press whenever that happens. People start, whenever that happens, what's the first thing you do? Whenever you see an in memory of, what's the first thing you do? You Google it, right? You look up for the news story of it, and I mean, finding and like if it's a car accident or something. And if it's a car accident, it's a heart attack, cancer, whatever. It's tragic, and people like the show more. But when it's something that happens on location while filming, then it's a lot of bad press that the classic doesn't need right now. Classic doesn't need right now. I mean, we just brought him back. Like, he's only been back for 2 seasons, and you know, he's only been back for 2 seasons since the movies when, um, the movies. Ugh. It's like, hey, movies, and so they didn't even do that. They just kind of, and they didn't even do that. So we had to write him out. We had to write that he went mad. He's a clone, so he went mad, and the classic had to kill him. Which, yeah, which you know, I don't know. It just kind of broke me of the whole experience. And Jerry was like, "Wow, I had no idea." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." It kind of broke me of the whole romance of writing for the show. And okay, so yeah, that explains it. Like, wow, it's pretty shitty. And okay, so that happens. Um, what else? So what happens after that? Um, maybe he explains it. And suddenly the pool table is open, and Richard. No, this one. Ooh, okay. The pool table is open, and Richard's at the bar. He's like, um, pool table's open. What next? They go and talk to the girls. I mean, it's open. And maybe Jerry suggests going over and talking to the girls, being like, "Hey, we could play with them. They could play with the long staff, or no, the long sticks. We could share a stick with them." And he's making a bad joke because he's a little tipsy, um, and um, he goes over and he's like, "Hey girls, be interested in playing the pool?" And like, not really, but you can talk to us if you want. And so they sit and they talk, and they start kind of talking about, oh yeah, we work on. Jerry's very, and Jerry's like very, um, he's bragging like, you should really watch this season of Super because there's gonna be some major changes where this guy and I, we're gonna be on the show. Really? Like, yeah, I've already got my costume picked out. I got my costume picked out. Like, really? You guys are on the show? Um, like, yeah. Well, I mean, there's this whole. I shouldn't really be telling you this, but there's like this battle royale sequence, and um, there's gonna be this whole battle royale in the beginning, and you don't really know who the victors are. But if you see me, if you see one of us, you can be pretty certain we're gonna make it through to the end. And so they're like, oh, like, oh, okay, sure. And sure, and like he tells them about the costume. He tells them about the other things, but they're not really interested. I don't think they're buying it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the hero. I'm gonna be like working alongside the classic. The classic. We're supposed to do a lot of team ups. That's the plan so far. This guy's actually one of the writers on the show, and he turned star. I mean, you just don't see that too often unless you got a lot of talent. Which, hey, um, those goose, there geese outside. Interesting. Okay. So they're not really buying it. Um, Jerry feels slighted, so he goes. They're not buying it. Jerry feels slighted, so they go and they play pool by themselves. And they're talking. Gino's like, "You never, you have the option. You can be like, oh well, you never really had a chance anyway." It's like, "Come on, did you really think you had a chance?" Or you can say like, they're just, who needs them? Like, they're drunk to the point where they're exaggerating any flaws you have, like that nose, like your nose. about my nose? Like all the choices should be a slight towards him. Be like, um, nah, they're not that pretty anyways. Like I thought they were. You saying you have bad taste? Um, uh, what's the other one? So you can be like, you can either say like, did you really think you had a chance? You can be like, they were, they weren't that pretty to begin with. It's like I thought they were. You think I got bad taste? Um, or no, maybe he stands up for it. Like, come on, I mean, just because they're not interested doesn't mean you should insult them. I'm sorry. I had another one. What was the other one? So you're right. You're playing pool. So we would have beat them pretty bad to begin. Like, you know, they didn't really. They probably don't even watch the show. Maybe that's like the best option, where you say like, they probably don't even watch the show. Like, really? You think they don't? Really? You think they don't watch the show? Our demographic is like 35% women. Over like, I mean, it's only like 35% of women that watch the show, and like, um, it's only about, let's say, women are the minority, where it's like 5% of girls under the age of 18, 35% over the age of 18, and then the rest are boys. Yeah, are men. Where it's like 30% and then 20%. It's split pretty evenly. Okay, sure. Maybe it's 40% of women over the age of 18 watch the show, then like 5% don't. And then 15% of men under the age of 18, boys, watch the show. So that's 20, 60, and then 40%. Yeah. Um, so they might. I mean, it's possible, but it's not likely that anyone watches the show. Really? I thought everyone watched it. Um, yeah, explaining the ratings and stuff. Well, the ratings say that we get like 40% of women over the age of 18, and 5% of women under 18, and 15 of boys under the age of 18, and 39%. I don't know. It doesn't add up. It's weird. It never adds up completely. It's all because there's always like, okay, come on. What's the choice? What's the other choices? Okay, we'll think of the other choices. Um, I'm gonna piss. It's okay. No, not good. The ceiling cam. Okay, so they're shooting pool, and Richard's at the bar. You see Richard at the bar. He's going over. He's talking to ladies, and you see them leave. And you see them leave. And you see Richard still standing there, and they're just going to the bathroom because they leave like their purses and stuff there. Do I have long hair in my nose? I don't see anything. Anyway, gross. Anyway, what else? What else? $15 off 75% more. Oh my god. $20 off $100 or more. Oh my god. Anyway, so they're shooting pool, and you see, you're standing around, and you see, um, you're walking around the deck looking, and you're talking about your powers. Like, you shoot it, and it's just not quite enough, to, you know, It's not quite enough to. Um, it's a weak shot essentially. Like you shoot it, and rather than everything like going in, like oh the trajectory was good. This is something Jerry says. The trajectory was good, but just to have enough power. I guess the injections haven't kicked in yet, right? And so Gino's like, yeah, I haven't noticed anything. Have you? And Jerry's like, no, not really. No, not really. I was actually trying to like break the glass earlier, but trying to break the glass earlier, but they, you know, built strong. I was actually trying to break the glass earlier, but I thought I was just hesitating, but now I'm not. I don't really feel anything yet. Um, I mean, I feel super fast, but I think that's just the alcohol talking. And okay, so yeah, that's good. So they're shooting, going around going around, and it's all the shooting pool, and Jerry lines up a shot, and you're like watching him from the other side, but he's lining it up, and he looks up, and you see him look up, and he looks past you, and you kind of turn around. Oh, and while you're watching, you see the girls move. You see them go away, but they leave their purse with Richard because Richard's been talking to him, and that's another little slight. They're kind of a little more interested in Richard than they were in you guys, um, and so Jerry's like, I can't say, it. And he's kind of like always watching them, like whenever it's not his turn to shoot. So he looks, he's watching them, him and Richard, and he's just, he's a little pissed about it. He's perturbed. When he sees he's shooting, he sees the two girls leave, and he sees Richard. No, you're shooting. You see the two girls leave, kind of in the background, and you make the shot, or you miss the shot, and Jerry kind of lines up, and he's leaning over the pool table. He's eyeing the shot when something in the background catches his eyes, and he sees Richard. And he like he stops lining up his shot, and he goes over, and he walks past you, and you turn around, and you see Richard, um, like mixing their drink, um, which is like a I don't know scotch and soda or something. He see because Richard has just put something in their drink, and Jerry saw it, but Gino didn't. And he walks up to him and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What'd you put in their drink?" And, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And Richard's like, "Don't worry about it, man." Um, does Richard do something? Like, hey man, what are you doing here? Hey, man, what are you doing here? I'm wondering what the fuck he put in their drink. Nothing, dude. I was just staring at him, bored. Staring at him, bored. Hey, you saw how they're dressed. They're looking for a bit of fun tonight. And look, they've got the nail polish. Look, they've got that little nail polish stuff. So, put a little something in their drink, make them a little more open to fun. Fun for the night, Put a little more fun for the night. Nothing too extreme. I mean, they're still gonna be in their heads. And they got the nail polish that if, there's something in their drink that they don't want. Put their nail polish in. They put their nail polish in. There's something in their drink. Depending on what color it changes, they know what it is. And, so if they test their drink, I know they're not interested. If they don't, then hey, Chuck, and so Jerry gets upset. Of course, dude, that's you can't rape them. Like no, 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 I'm not. No, dude, no, dude, not that at all. And so Jerry tells the barkeeper to like toss this out. He's like, what? Why would I? No, that's not your drink. I'm not gonna toss it out. I'm like, he put something in it. And The bartender is already like left by now. He's gone into like an oven or into the not oven, the kitchen. He's like, he put something in it though. And dude, just relax, be cool, dude, just relax. It's fine. Look, relax. And so he does that, and so Jerry takes it and he dumps it out right there. Um, and the bartender comes back and he sees it. He sees the puddle. And he's like, "Why? What'd you do?" And like, he put something in their drink. Why'd you dump it on the floor? Why'd you dump it on the floor? So the bartender's kind of getting pissed. I'm like, why'd you dump it on the floor? God, now I gotta fucking clean this up. It's like, look, just I'm sorry, just buy them another drink. I'll put it on my tab. Um, what I don't know how much this is. Like what, $10, 20, $10. It's 20. So now I got a mop too. Fine, $20. There you go. $20. And what the fuck's your problem? And Richard is pissed. He's like, what the fuck's your problem? And you were trying to hurt them. I'm not gonna let you hurt those innocent people. Come on, don't let the objections go to your head. You're not a hero. Not a hero yet. I don't need powers to be. I don't need anything to be a hero. I don't need any powers to be a hero. Just have him come in. No. You want to find out? And he's like, he hesitates. You want to find out? You want to find out? Yeah, powers or not, I think I can take you. I think I can take you, little guy. Um, I think I can take you, little guy. And so now Gino has the choice of, you know, hit Richard, get between the two to stop the fight, um, grab grab your friend, be like, oh no, we're getting out of here, and doing nothing. Now, if you hit him, it doesn't really affect him. He's, in better shape than both of you. He's a good-looking guy. Um, he's a good-looking, strong guy. Very very muscular. He's a little older than both of you. And he's kind of suave. Square jaw, just fit, like slender but fit, like obviously fit. And then you see he's always wearing tight shirts, I think too. That'd be a good show of it. So if you hit him, then he reels from it, but he's not really affected. And he just kind of, he clocks you one. Um, Clocks you one. Jerry jumps in. He knocks Jerry over the bar. The bartender is suddenly there, um, like holding Jerry down. Like, everyone get the fuck down. Everyone get the fuck. If you get in between them, then uh, you know, Richard is like, you got your friend to fight your fucking battles. Fight your battle for you, and Jerry reaches over and kind of hits them, but it's like not a very good hit, and um, Richard like reaches over you, and suddenly you're literally in the middle of getting hit, and you get a lot more beat up before the bartender, you know, maybe he slaps something on the thing that makes like that loud sound, like a paddle. Like, um, if you're gonna fucking do this, if you're gonna fucking go right now, I'm gonna get my. You wanna fucking go? I got something. I'll take on all. I'll take. I got something to take on all three of you. You wanna fight? Take it to the alley. Take it to your apartment. Take it out. Take it out of here. I don't want any of the shit in my bar. I don't want any of the shit in my bar. Okay, so if you do nothing, they go at it, and Jerry gets really beat up before what's his face? Not. Oh, you gotta do the costume. Maybe while they're shooting pool, he mentions the costume. Like, what are you gonna wear tomorrow? What are you gonna wear tomorrow? I'm thinking about a costume. I mean, do a lot of I mean, I already do a lot of cosplay stuff, but it's you know, I don't really. I mean, I could use some of my old cosplay stuff. Just change it around so it's this guy's emblem, this guy's colors with this guy's emblem. It shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't take too long to just throw something rough together. And Gino seeing his chance is gonna be like, oh, I can either tell him not to, or I can tell, oh yeah, that seems like a good idea. um, yeah, and which is another slight because if you do it, then Jerry feels like, what the fuck, man? Um, why didn't you tell me that this was gonna be ridiculous? I thought it'd be funny because it would be. So anyway, what's his face? If you do nothing, Jerry gets beat up. He's a small guy. He's a small guy. He's got a really scrunched up face. Um, if you grab Jerry, it's even worse because even though you didn't do anything, it's like, because then Jerry gets beat up too, but you also get like smacked in the face because Richard punches Jerry, and it goes back and hits you in the mouth, and so like everyone's hurting. Um, and okay, so to end this all the after the fight, um, Jerry, or no, the two girls come back like. Um, okay, so the bartender has made the drink. Um, like, why is this full again? And he looks to the bartender like, um, did you do something? And oh, and you need to say like, um, it's 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 not their responsibility to protect themselves. I mean, it's your responsibility to not fucking try to rape them, to not drug them. Drug them. Okay, so yeah, I think that's interesting. But the thing ends with they have a new drink. They both have new drinks. They're full, and $20 each. So Billy or Jerry paid $40 to replenish their drinks, and they come back, and he puts like, oh, I bought you new ones because you just got spilled. He's trying to protect them from knowing that any shit went down, and he's like all bloody nose and black eye or whatever, roughed up a little. Maybe a cut eyebrow or something. Not a black eye. Not yet. That'll be tomorrow. So, however bad he's hurt. Um, what is that? Tan skin. Interesting. However bad he's hurt, they're like, you might have put something in it. Like, no, I just bought new ones because I accidentally spilled your drink. We got in a little tiff, and yeah, well, thanks, buddy. But how would you give us? But I didn't see you do it, so I'm not interested in whatever you got to drink. And you spilled our other one, so I want you to buy us new ones. Like those are. And so he pays the $40 for new ones. Like here, $40. That should cover everything. I mean, sorry, I just promise I didn't do anything to him. But if you don't trust it, just toss them. There's a lot of creeps in here. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we can see. Yeah, we can see. And so he goes unappreciated. It's another slight against him. Um, and okay, so you're going out and you're walking home, and Gino's like, or no, Jerry's like, thanks for standing up for me. Thanks for, trying to stop it. Thanks for whatever. Um, but he's pissed. He's like, but he's kind of pissed. Like he's obviously pissed. Like, yeah, thanks. He's pissed. How does he react? He gets kind of you're trying to help. He's like, oh, well, what do you want me to say? I mean, I just got my ass kicked by some guy who